Here's my 2 cents review on Gravity. All I gotta say is that yes, if this was my Sweet 16 party, I'd be 36 right now. This is how delayed this movie review is. It came out. It's made a lot of money. So it's one of those hindsight movie reviews to watch because it's done so well, and I'm kind of happy it did so well. It's a borderline masterpiece, this movie. And you know what? The one thing I like about this movie the most, it's 90 minutes long. And they could have screwed up with stupid flashbacks or plot points or emotional points or character points that really didn't carry the movie whatsoever. I love the tightness of this movie. It was a situation. You get in and you get out and you make your movie and you basically tell your journey. I'm sure I haven't read any review on this movie. I don't know what people's thoughts are of this movie. I really haven't talked about this movie with anybody. All I know is that it's a monster success and I'm happy for it. And of course, there's a parallel of this is kind of like Castaway meets Apollo 13, and Sandra Bullock is truly memorable in this movie. This is a very, very difficult movie to perform. Not to give anything away, but she spends most of her time by herself, a la Castaway. But she's in space. There's a great line in the movie halfway through the movie, where she's like, "I hate space," because it's basically confining her to really not kind of move forward in her life. And that's kind of the metaphor for this character, where she can't move forward and she just wants silence, and she wants just to be by herself, and that's her character because of a tragic thing that happened to her. And then she's truly by herself. You can't be by yourself more than being alone in space with no sound going on. And she goes, "I hate space." And that's kind of like her instigation of like, perhaps I want to live, perhaps I want to move on, and perhaps I want to hear sounds and I want to hear people. George Clooney's character is a man who, the only thing we know about him is that he seems to be good at his job, plus he likes to tell stories. He likes to tell emotional journeys about human character. And Sandra Bullock character is so locked inside of her head. Eventually, this tragedy of Gravity, which, by the way, is brilliantly directed. This guy's a masterful director. And this tragedy inside of her will force her to basically move on. And it's a great metaphor for overcoming your depression or overcoming your fears. Of course, many of us are not going to go to space, but it's a great kind of an allegory of what we do when we're locked inside of our heads. Love this movie. I thought it was terrific. And there's nothing more to say, and I hope that she gets the recognition it deserves. She's a master character. Sandra Bullock is always interested in playing characters that are loners and depressed and kind of have this darkness inside of her soul. Believe it or not, American Sweetheart likes to play these characters, and she kind of plays them over and over again. Even the almost terrible, unwatchable, one of the worst movies of the year, The Heat, the one she did early this year with Melissa McCarthy, that's a comedy. She's playing basically the same character, but there, of course, it's the lens and the directorial kind of collaboration that separates her performance in that movie to this movie. And that's the magic of filmmaking. That's my review.